What's the devil after? He was after the DNA. That's why you see that symbol on almost every slide. That's a DNA symbol. It looks like ladders joined together. Your DNA is the other place that the devil knows is germane to you as an individual. You have your own individual DNA. Your DNA identifies you. If they can capture your DNA, they can know you've been places because your DNA will identify you. DNA is the molecule of life. Trillions of cells. Each one in a human being has 46 human chromosomes, 2 meters of DNA, 3 billion DNA subunits. The bases are A, T, C, and G. Approximately 30,000 genes code for proteins that perform most life functions. Satan is trying to control your life by getting into your DNA strands.
The world of biology is undergoing a revolution. Genetics is no longer all about genes. Just as important are smaller sequences of DNA between genes that tell the genes what to do. NPR's Joe Palca reports on a new study that suggests changes in these non-gene sequences of DNA may hold the key to explaining how all species evolved.
As the frequencies are rising, our anatomical structure is changing in accordance to this shift. Our DNA resonates with these gradual changes. Many people are discovering or rediscovering hidden abilities that they had when they were children, along with newly founded abilities such as seeing auras in other people, telepathy, or ESP. In the past, many people were afraid to talk about these abilities and suppressed them for fear of being ridiculed. Now, these abilities are becoming more prevalent to those in tune with the shift, and people are outwardly expressing these abilities. For those who are aware of what's happening, we're all going through a DNA upgrade right now. If you look at the lineage of mankind, there is no gradual change found throughout our lineage. The change was abrupt. This will also be the case in what we're currently experiencing. Through this DNA upgrade, our DNA will be fully utilized, including all of the junk DNA that we aren't currently using, which will unlock the mystery of why we're here, who we were in previous lives, and what our true spiritual potential is capable of accomplishing. For some people, this is already happening when they feel that sense of urgency, or feel like it's time to go home. Your DNA is giving you these messages. Many people will continue to follow the sheep mentality and will continue to ridicule others as they make this transition, only to find that they'll be left behind with no one to blame but themselves. For now, those who are aware of the shift, enjoy it. There's no better time to be alive than right now.
The universe is made up of precise ratios and patterns, where everything and everyone is connected. There are those among us, mostly kids, whose sole purpose is to act as air traffic controllers for that interconnectivity. Mr. Ball, your son sees everything. The past, the present, the future. He sees how it's all connected. The time, the date, somehow it's all connected. Whatever it is, it's supposed to happen today at 3:18. You can do this. No!
Character that Danny Glover plays, and he plays a professor, and in the sequence, the very first sequence that you see him in, he's on a talk show, a Charlie Rose-like talk show, and he is explaining that he believes that, and something that we've done kind of historically, that we have misdiagnosed a group of people, and that these people are not autistic, but that they are actually deeply evolved, and that they communicate in a different way than we do because they just simply don't need it anymore. And there was something so hopeful about that to me.
Which is that there's these extraordinary abilities out there that some people have to see how things are connected.
Yeah, yeah. I can see a line of thinking, you know, in your thought process about that, sort of from heroes evolved to something else.
This particular child, something unique seems to be happening with him. And the only way that it has been diagnosed is by the normal spectrum of putting him on the spectrum or the normal diagnosis of putting him on the spectrum of autism. But we, again, as creators of the show, would like to be able to take license with that idea and say that something elevated is happening. Something perhaps supernatural, perhaps mystical or metaphysical is actually happening with this child.
The fall of mankind was a fall according to the nature of mankind. It's not what you do, it's what you are. Satan knows that you will do what you are. If he can change what you are, there's no problem controlling what you do. Ingenious.